Before we go, an update on our top story. The Defence Secretary, Gavin Williamson, has been sacked tonight for leaking highly confidential government information. An investigation identified him as the source of a leak from the National Security Council relating to the Chinese firm Huawei. Mr. Williamson is still denying that he was responsible. But tonight, in a letter to Mr. Williamson, the Prime Minister said, "In our meeting this evening, I put to you the latest information from the investigation, which provides compelling evidence suggesting your responsibility for the unauthorised disclosure. No other credible version of events to explain this leak has been identified." And whilst we've been on air, the Cabinet Minister, Rory Stewart, has given his reaction.
I take very seriously the views of the National Security Advisor. The National Security Council is a very important institution, and I think, although I wasn't privy to the internal investigation, I have enormous confidence the National Security Advisor and the Prime Minister have followed the correct process and know what they're doing.
Well, that's it. There'll be more reaction on our website, itv.com/news, and Julie Etchingham's here later, news at 10. But from me and all the team, have a great evening. Bye-bye.
Moments later, she headed back to Downing Street to tell her Defence Secretary he was fired. In her letter, she was withering, telling Gavin Williamson she was concerned by the manner in which you have engaged with this investigation. While other ministers all answered, engaged properly, provided as much information as possible to assist with the investigation, your conduct has not been of the same standard as others. The latest information, she went on, provides compelling evidence suggesting your responsibility for the unauthorised disclosure. No other credible version of events to explain this leak has been identified. Gavin Williamson, in his reply, said, "I strenuously deny that I was in any way involved in this leak, and I am confident that a thorough and formal inquiry would have vindicated my position. I appreciate you offering me the option to resign," he went on, "but to resign would have been to accept that I, my civil servants, my military advisers or my staff were responsible. This was not the case." But one minister promoted in tonight's reshuffle defended Mrs May's actions.
And was it right for Gavin Williamson to get sacked?
I take very seriously the views of the National Security Advisor. The National Security Council is a very important institution, and I think, although I wasn't privy to the internal investigation, I have enormous confidence the National Security Advisor and the Prime Minister have followed the correct process and know what they're doing.
The International Development Secretary, Penny Mordaunt, becomes the first woman Defence Secretary, a lift to her leadership ambitions. Another with leadership ambitions, Prisons Minister Rory Stewart, joins the Cabinet in her old job at International Development.
Should there now be a police investigation into Gavin Williamson?
These are matters for the National Security Advisor and the Prime Minister. Thank you.
Number 10 will hope Gavin Williamson's sacking shows the Prime Minister does still have authority she can wield over freelancing ministers. But the record-breaking rate of ministerial departures and the fact the leak happened at all rather undermines that.
Gary Gibbon, our political editor, will talk.
Hello, Secretary of State. Are you happy that you've got the new job?
Delighted. I did the job as a Minister of State for nearly 2 years, focused on the Middle East and Africa, and I've spent many years of my life working in international development. So for me it's a very, very natural fit.
And was it right for Gavin Williamson to get sacked?
I take very seriously the views of the National Security Advisor. The National Security Council is a very important institution, and I think, although I wasn't privy to the internal investigation, I have enormous confidence the National Security Advisor and the Prime Minister have followed the correct process and know what they're doing.
Should there now be a police investigation looking into Gavin Williamson?
Oh.
Sorry. What's his back? What's his back? Come, kick.
I think the key thing is making sure that we address the great international challenges that we focus on the quality of our programmes and particularly engage the public. Thank you.
And should there now be a police investigation into Gavin Williamson?
These are matters for National Security Advisor and the Prime Minister. Thank you. Thanks
Is it right
again.
that Gavin Williamson lost his job, Mr. Stewart?
Thanks.
Sorry about that. Sorry.